Hey guys, welcome back to Cooking at Pam's Place. I'm Pam and today we're getting ready to make a most amazing dish. This is the dish that got me started cooking. It's chicken and dumplings. We're going to make homemade dumplings and it's going to be absolutely amazing. But in the meantime, if you want to learn how to make all kind of homemade food and dishes, easy, simple, made from scratch, take a second and subscribe to the channel. Turn on that notification bell so you won't miss anything, and then just keep hanging around because I have a whole channel full of recipes that'll get you there. Let's get busy. Okay, we are back, but before we get started, if you are new to the channel, welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for stopping by. If you are returning to the channel, thank you so much for stopping by once again. I would also like to thank all of my channel members for your amazing support. We're going to roast our chicken first, and then we're going to make our homemade dumplings from scratch. So right now I have chicken leg quarters. Now for this recipe, your dark meat is going to be your best bet because it's juicy and flavorful. I don't have anything in this pan, but it's just foil lined. We don't need anything because your chicken is going to produce enough oil and juices coming out of those. We're going to need that. We're going to incorporate it. So you just want to put your chicken into your pan, no rhyme or reason, just put it in there. Now over here I have the Trinity, which is onion, celery, and green pepper. I'm just going to sprinkle that around. It is in chunks because we are going to take this out. We are not using this in our actual chicken and dumplings. So I'm just spreading this around so it can incorporate some more flavor. We won't need any salt or anything like that. We just want to get the chicken cooked at this point. Now we're going to probably cook our chicken to about 120 degrees, and that's a little low for chicken, but keep in mind we're going to be putting it into another pot and it's going to continue to cooking there, so we don't want to overcook it. So this is what it looks like. I'm going to put it in a 350 degree oven, probably for about 25 or 30 minutes. I'll test it out then and see where we are, and we'll be back. Okay, so this is our chicken. It's all done. As you can see, we have quite a bit of liquid in there, and that's good. That is going in our pot. The first thing we want to do is remove all of your chicken from the pan. Just set it to the side because you just want to move it out so you can get all of this liquid out. And I have my pot right there on the stove. We're going to be pouring this liquid directly into our pot. It's going to give us an amazing flavor. Okay, also to the pot, we're going to go in with some water. Now remember, I will have all the ingredients and everything down in the description so that you all will be able to make this too. We're going to go in here with some chopped onion. We're going to turn our pot on low, season it up. We're adding in some onion powder, just a drop of cumin, some garlic powder, black pepper, and again, you want to season this all up to taste, and we're going to use a half a stick of butter. Now you want to bring this up and let this start simmering. As we take our chicken off the bone, we're going to put it right in the pot. Now while your pot is heating up, we just want to take all of the skin and bones off of the chicken. We won't need any of that. Start with that skin, take that skin off. Then I just kind of pull it off with my fork, just like this. Go ahead and do this. You want to add each piece. They don't have to be shredded into small pieces. You can cut them up just a little bit if you like. I like mine in slightly smaller pieces, not too much though. Go ahead and get that into your pot. Keep doing that until all your chicken is in the pot, and we'll be back. Okay, so I just want to say that everything I took off of I took all of the chicken off of the bones and it's in the pot. Everything else, the bones, the onions, the skin, the fat, everything else is in this plastic bag. You can do whatever you want with yours, but mine is going in the freezer so that I can then one day bring it out and make my chicken broth. Okay, so it's time for us to make our dough. We're going to go in with 2 chicken bouillon cubes and let those cook while we wait. You can go ahead and give your pot a stir. You're going to need this to come up to a boil. It'll do that slowly, and all those flavors will continue to gel. So let's go ahead and make our dough. Okay, so the dough is very simple ingredients. 2 ingredients. You're going to need some flour, and you do not need a whole lot. A cup or less is more than enough for a ton of dumplings. And you see me going back and forth because this is a 1/2 cup measuring. And you're going to need 1 egg. Go ahead, crack your egg in there. And then from there, you just want to simply combine it until it becomes nice and crumbly. And my camera was not running when I went ahead and poured some water in there. But you want to go ahead and pour some water in there and just continue to mix it until it forms a soft dough. So I apologize about that little mishap. Okay, so as you can see, this is a very soft, sticky dough, and that's what you want. You're going to be incorporating more flour into it as we roll it out. Make sure the surface that you're using is absolutely clean and absolutely dry. Now you're going to put probably about another cup almost of flour down here and have some ready to add to it. You don't worry about having too much flour because that's going to thicken your broth. So from here, and at this point, your pot should be starting to boil. We're going to scrape all this out of here. Let me turn it this way so you guys can see right into the flour on the counter. Set that aside. Okay. Now, we're just going to make it into a nice, softer, solid dough. You want to just keep kneading it until it firms up some. Okay, we're about there. And this is what it should look like. It's a nice, firm ball of dough. Now we're going to separate it from here. Make sure you sit what you separate. You only need to start with just about 1/3 of it. 1/3 of the dough. You want to make sure you roll that in. And now we're going to roll this out paper thin because it's going to swell as we place it in the water. Make sure you keep putting flour on top of it. It doesn't matter if you have a lot of flour on top of this dough because that's going to thicken your broth. So that's a good thing. You want these strips to pretty much be paper thin. Now, I like to use a pizza cutter. You can use a butter knife. You just want to go in and make about 1-inch strips straight down. They don't have to be perfect. Like that's really skinny. And then the other way, about 2 inches wide. Okay. Let me pick one up so you guys can see how thin it is. I need a knife to pick it up. It's so thin. See how thin that is? Oops, I'm dropping it. Okay, see how thin that is? That's what you want. That's what you want. Now from here, you just want to drop them in your pot, one by one, in different spots, until all of this that you have rolled out is in the pot. Then take another 1/3, roll it out, and put it in the pot just like this. So I'm going to knock the rest of these out, and we'll be back. Add your last dumpling in the pot, give it a good stir, then you're going to actually turn your pot off and let the residual heat Continue to cook it with the top on for about 15 to 20 minutes. So I lost my audio at this point and had to do a voiceover, but that's okay. We are all done and it is looking delicious. Look at that broth. It has thickened up some. Now you can continue to cook it until it's as thick or as thin as you like to have it. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out with me today in my kitchen. I really do appreciate each and every one of you guys. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on that notification bell so you won't miss anything. And I will see you next time. The good Lord willing and the creek don't rise. Delicious.